everybody, welcome. So today I wanted to share with you my quick and easy no makeup look using no foundation. This is kind of my go-to look for those days that I'm either in a rush or I'm just kind of hanging out at home or running errands where I want to look put together, but I either don't have the time or I don't want to fuss with a full face. This is something that I've kind of perfected over the last few months working from home. Again, it's just great for every day to give you a little something extra, but it's not going to take a ton of time and effort. So in the interest of keeping this video short and to the point, I'm just going to go ahead and get started. My face is already washed and moisturized, so the first thing I'm going to do is apply SPF. This is the Australian Gold Botanical Sunscreen for the face. It's got SPF 50. It is tinted. I don't know if you can see, but it's not a tinted moisturizer and it doesn't really provide any coverage. It just has a little bit of a tint in it so that you don't get that white cast from those all mineral sunscreens. So again, SPF is a must for me. I do this every day, whether I'm gonna put on more makeup after this or not. Another great option that I really like is this Bare Minerals Complexion Rescue Defense. I actually talked about this in my full face of Bare Minerals. That one's great too. It's also a physical only SPF. And that one provides just a really pretty kind of pearlescent finish on the skin, which I think is nice if you're not wearing any foundation. Again, it just kind of gives you a little something extra and a little bit of a glow. So that's a good one too. The Australian Gold is definitely my favorite though. I have never found a sunscreen that has SPF 50 in it and is so like smooth and matte. This isn't greasy or tacky or sticky or anything, so I absolutely love this one. Blends in really nicely with just the fingers too, so again, super quick. Doesn't provide any coverage, but you do get that SPF protection. If your moisturizer has SPF in it, then you can skip this step. But mine does not, so I always make sure to wear SPF. Next thing we're going to do is apply some concealer. So this is the Neutrogena Radiant Cream Concealer. And I'm going to apply this underneath the eyes because I need some help there. And I'm going to apply this on my nose, my chin, and between my brows, just kind of in the center of the face to help brighten things up a little bit. I'm just going to take my finger and I'm going to pat this out to start. I found that this is kind of the quickest way to just move the product around and kind of get it to where you want it to be. So I'm just going to pat this in with my finger, and then I'm going to go back in with a little brush and actually blend it out. So now I kind of have the concealer distributed on my face, and I'm just going to use a little brush and blend this in really quickly. I find that kind of patting it out with your finger first and then using either a brush or a sponge is the quickest way to apply concealer. If you're gonna sit there and try to like blend it in and pat it out with just your finger, you're gonna be there for a lot longer. So I like just using the brush, like I said, and using this to blend it all in. My one downfall is that I'm kind of a blending freak, so I would sit here and like blend this all day long until the product is completely gone. So for a look that is supposed to be quick and easy, I need to stop myself, or like I said, I could just keep going until I just blend all of this product away and there's none of it left. Next thing I'm going to do is set everything with some powder. This is the Covergirl Loose Professional Powder, and it comes with one of these little like poof things, so I just use this to kind of pat the product onto my skin, and then I'm going to use just a big kind of fluffy duo fiber brush and spread that all around. You don't have to set with powder if you don't want to, but I find that With the concealer, I kind of need it. It just helps everything last a little bit longer. And this doesn't take any more than 30 seconds to just smooth on a little bit of powder, so I like doing that. Alrighty, next step for face is blush. I would typically apply bronzer before my blush, but for this kind of makeup look, I usually skip the bronzer. I'm pretty pale, and I've just accepted that fact, so we're gonna move on. I really like these Clinique. This is the Sculpting Cheek Contour Palette, and the one that I have is 02 Defining Berries. These kind of palettes with the 3 colors are super nice for these quick and easy looks. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to blend these 2 top colors together for my blush and apply that to the apples of my cheeks. So next thing I'm going to do, again with this palette, is I'm going to take just this lightest shade on another little brush, and I'm going to use this to highlight. And the reason I like doing this is because it's just super nice that you've already got the palette, and again, it adds just a little bit of dimension into the cheeks by adding that highlight. If you don't have another brush, you could even just tap your finger in there and apply it. Then I'm going to take a big fluffy brush and just kind of smooth everything together. Again, I'm a blending freak, so I gotta blend. Good news is, it doesn't take long. All right, moving on to brows. This is probably the part that takes me the longest. I could do my brows super quick if I really needed to, and they wouldn't look super nice, but it has been done before. So I'm just gonna take my Covergirl Easy Breezy Brow and an angled kind of eyeliner eyeshadow brush, and I'm going to fill in my brows. Again, this is what's going to take me the longest. I tend though to do my brows the same way, whether I'm doing this kind of makeup look or a full face. I just like when the brows are on and they're nice and defined. It just adds some nice structure to the face. But if you have nice brows, you're in luck, because again, you could skip this step. I also find that using a powder is quite a bit quicker and easier to do than to use a pencil. It's usually a little bit softer and a little more forgiving, so I can go quite a bit quicker with it and still make my brows look nice. If I were to do this same technique where I'm really just kind of like drawing on my brows, if I did that with a pencil product, it would not look as nice. So I find that if you're gonna do kind of a full brow look, a pencil's gonna take longer if you're gonna sit there and try to draw on those individual strokes. So I really like the powder. And I also think it's just, like I said, super soft and super natural. Okay, so the brows are done. They're not perfect, but for a look like this, I'm happy with them. We're gonna take it, we're gonna move on. Next thing I'm gonna do is completely optional depending on the amount of time that you have, and that is applying some eyeshadow. This is the Covergirl Clean Bouncy Eyeshadow Palette. And I'm gonna take this kind of rose goldy color here, just on my finger, and just pat this on my lid. Again, this is something that depending on how much time you have, you could skip. And in fact, on a lot of days I don't do this, but I just kind of wanted to show you guys another option. These shadows that I'm using here with my finger are super nice for something like this because it's really quick and really simple. And it just adds a little bit of extra when you have kind of that color on your eyes. I actually did a complete review on this eyeshadow palette. It was my first video that I did on YouTube, so if you're interested in more details on this, you can check that out. But again, just applying this with my fingers rather messily, and it just adds a little bit of color and dimension to the eyes. Totally skippable. In fact, I skip it most days, but for the sake of the video, I just wanted to show you guys. And then I'm going to move on to mascara. This is the Covergirl Lash Blast Fusion. This part is probably the part that takes me the second longest. I'm kind of a freak about my eyelashes. Again, I could sit here and get this mascara as perfect as possible for probably 10 minutes if I had it, but I can also just throw this on super quick if I need to. So for a look like this, I'm really only going to do one coat. Again, just for the interest of time and simplicity. Crap. So one thing about trying to do this quick is I usually make a mess, and then what ends up happening is it takes me even longer to clean it up than it would have just taken me to slow down a little bit and be careful when I apply this, but oh well, what are you gonna do? I've got to stop myself. I could keep going. I want to keep going, but I'm gonna stop myself before I make them worse, because I find like what happens with me is I try to put on, like I get to this point where this amount of mascara looks nice and like natural on my lashes, and then I'm like, okay, well I'll just like add a little bit more, and then it's too much and my lashes start to clump together, and then I have to stop and like brush them out and fix them. So trying to learn the perfect balance of, you know, when enough is enough, and I think we're at that point. So I'm going to take just what's left on my brush and put just a little bit on my lower lashes. And now I've got to clean up our boo-boo. I hate cleaning up mascara. Anybody else hate that? That's like literally the worst. So as you guys can see, again, like for the eyes, this would have been completely fine with just mascara, but adding just that one shade takes it up just a little bit and elevates the look. Last but not least is the lips. I don't really have any product on them, so we're good. Most days I would just put on chapstick, but I also like these Neutrogena Revitalizing lip balms. This is in the color Sunny Berry, and so this is just going to kind of like plump up your lips and give you a little bit of color. I was kind of patting it a little bit to soften it up. These are actually like more pigmented than you'd think, and I could kind of see the color on my lips, so I just want to soften it a little bit, and again, just add a little bit of plumpness and a little bit of color to my lips. And with that, we are done. That's going to complete our quick and easy no makeup look. Again, I fast forwarded a little bit through this video just to spare you, but this probably took me 7 minutes to complete the whole thing. Again, great for every day. I love these kind of looks that are just super natural, but they look like you put some effort in. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you like these kind of looks that are quick and easy and more natural, please let me know in the comments down below. I would love to make more of them for you. Thank you guys again for watching, and I will see you next time.